Hey, Dr. G back again, talking more about toxic relationships. This episode, we're going to deal with love because love and loyalty tend to keep people stuck in toxic relationships that are not good for them. When I see couples, I always ask them, why do you want to be married to your spouse? And then I immediately tell them, do not tell me because I love them. Because you have to have way more than love for a marriage to work, okay? Love does not conquer all. Hear me when I say, it sounds good, but it's not true. For a marriage to work, you've got to have respect, trust, honesty, fidelity, vulnerability. There's all kinds of things. So my couples are not allowed to get away with, because I love them. Who cares? That's not important at this point, especially if you're on my couch. Let's look at that, right? Because in a toxic relationship, you can't understand, right, why they won't change or how they can ignore how you feel. You wonder if they truly love you. You are investing a lot of time, emotions, and money, but getting little in return. Your sense of self-worth has dramatically declined since the beginning of the relationship, perhaps. You feel like you're walking on eggshells. You can't seem to do anything right. No matter how much you try to convince your toxic partner that you are worth changing for, they don't change. You're missing being wanted and desired. Maybe your toxic partner has become your whole life or your entire life. They continually give you empty promises to change and never do. They won't own their mistakes or shortcomings. So is that really loving or being in love? Let's talk about the difference, right? Love is mature. It grows out of a developing attachment. It's realistic. It's sustainable. Being in love is an emotionally charged yearning with strong, inexplicable desire, i.e., lust. Loving is long-lasting. It's present even when you're aggravated or disappointed. Being in love fades over time, and it goes from adoration to indifference very quickly. Love survives life's ups and downs based on trust, respect, and honesty, while being in love is easily shaken. Growing to love the real person and accepting who they are with both strengths and weaknesses can make a wonderful difference in your relationship. It helps it to become a lasting source of comfort, emotional safety, and a tremendously sustainable joy. When you see each other realistically and authentically and come to know each other genuinely, you're less likely to disappoint each other. I realize that it can be hard to accept that this is not the person for you. This person that you are married to, or maybe have been committed to for several years. I know it's hard, but you have got to accept the reality of your situation, or you are going to die a slow emotional death. The time you're wasting on the wrong person prevents the right person from coming into your life. Your judgment may be clouded because you want to see the best in this person. Another one I get is, oh, I don't like to fail, especially if people have been divorced before. Saving your own life is not failing. It is heroic and courageous. Sometimes instead of leaving, it's just easier to accept or live with the disappointment. Sometimes people just pretend that everything is okay. I hear this one a lot from men. You feel guilty about leaving someone who is so depressed in order to be happy yourself. Don't feel guilty. They can get help with a therapist just like you can get help. They can choose joy just like you can choose joy. And then this is the saddest one to me. There are people out there who devalue themselves so much, or loathe themselves so much, that they actually feel like, because I married this person and made a huge mistake, I've got to stay and suffer the consequences. That is horrible. That is horrible. That is a total lack of self-compassion and grace, because you would never tell your best friend that they deserve to suffer, and because they made a mistake, they have to live with it. You would not. You would tell them to get out ASAP, file for divorce, and cut bait.